Assemblyman Damon Meeks. Assemblymember Harry Bronson. Assemblyman Brian Manctalo. Monroe County Executive Adam Bello. Monroe Community College President Deanna Bernana. And please welcome the 57th Governor of the great state of New York, Kathy Hochul.
Well, what a great day. Thanks everyone for being here today. We're so pleased to be able to recognize you and welcome you to the home of the Tribunes, Monroe Community College here, part of our SUNY system. I am extremely grateful to the governor for her generosity, along with the county executive and others, to support the work of our institution's growth and our investment also in the semiconductor industry. And with those, I would please ask you at this time to join me in welcoming someone we all know who is dedicated to improving the lives of all New Yorkers and is committed to unlocking the innovation and excellence of the Empire State, our very own Governor Kathy Hochul.
Well, good morning. Dr. Bernana, you have done an extraordinary job here. I've been coming here since I was a congressional candidate originally, and then a member of Congress, and this was part of my district, the people you represent here. 23,000 students and growing, and I think that's a credit to your success, but also the way that this institution is leaning so hard into the industries of the future and training our young people to take those jobs that are finally coming to upstate. Let's give our president another round of applause. You know, when I toured this facility when I was in Congress, they made me a little metal flag. The welding students did, and then I took it to Washington with me. And I don't know if you know this, but it had my name. It also had MCC, so I always thought about this institution. I'm proud to keep thinking about this and bringing programming back here and opportunities to showcase what you're doing. And I just want to acknowledge some of the people. You've heard their names, but these are incredible leaders that we are blessed to have here in the Finger Lakes region. And I want to start with our state senator, Jeremy Cooney. Thank you for all the great work you do. There you are over there. Also, Assemblymember Harry Bronson, the dean of our Rochester delegation. Assemblymember Jen Lunsford. Assemblymember Sarah Clark. Assemblymember Damon Meeks. Assemblymember Brian Manctalo. And of course, our county executive, Adam Bello, and our mayor, Malik Evans, who are great friends of mine. And Rochester Chamber of Commerce CEO and President Bob Duffy, who knows a little bit about some of the jobs I've held before. You know, with the support of all of you in this room, we've made significant investments in this region over a number of years. Rock the Riverway, this is a beautiful, exciting place, finally tapping into what was always there, but never people saw the full potential of this part of our city, and really enhancing the waterfront for its tourists and improving the quality of life. And I will digress for a minute, because I often do. One time, my husband and I brought our boat from Buffalo along the Erie Canal, and we said, let's kind of explore the Genesee River, let's see how far we can go. And we anchored as far as we could go. And I was kind of new at this. I tied the ropes around the post at the end, and we stopped in for lunch, had a lovely time. Got a little windy. We come outside, and our boat is almost floating away because I didn't tie the ropes very good. So we're diving off the dock onto the boat and just barely made it. So I have great fond memories of coming down that area. Always a sense of adventure, but also, you know, last year, 2 years ago, we set aside millions to create the High Falls State Park. And how beautiful to have a state park in an urban area like this and see it in the middle of a bustling downtown. Give people that sense of, you know, peace and calm. And I love that. I loved our state parks. Also, just what we've done to transform communities and continue the work that was started. $100 million we put in our budget a couple years ago to fill in the northern section of the inner loop. And what has happened to that part of our city, I talk about all over. Say this is what we can be doing in other communities like Buffalo that are looking at an opportunity to fill some of the holes that were created when people created infrastructure that drove people out of our cities instead of investing in them. So I want you to know how much I brag about this area. And when I was chair of the Regional Economic Development Councils, I came here all the time to celebrate the emergence of new industries and rethinking places like the Eastman Business Park that have been given up for dead a long time ago because people weren't sure of its future. But I'll tell you one thing about the people of the Finger Lakes region in Rochester. You never stop believing in this community. You know you live in a place that is built on the DNA of others who came before with such great vision and the innovation that was created here and the jobs that followed. And so those industries may not last forever in the same form they were before, but if you're ready for them and you embrace them, there's always the new industries of the future that are waiting to be tapped into. And that's why we're talking about semiconductors. That's why we're talking about artificial intelligence here in the state of New York. And this community college, along with our other great academic institutions here, are poised and ready to capture the moment. And that's what I find so exciting about coming here. So I want to talk for a few minutes about how we shepherd in this new era of prosperity, our 2025 budget. It's ambitious. It's ambitious, but everything we do is ambitious here in the state of New York. It's a $233 billion plan that does what people thought was impossible. We're raising spending by $6 billion on programs that we believe in, investing in our people, without raising state income taxes. Now, that's hard for some to do, but if you've done municipal budgets a long time like I have, I spent 14 years in local government, balancing it all, not raising taxes, but also making sure we provide services. And also we want to fight the right fights and make sure that people know that we're willing to step out of that comfort zone and maybe the popular zone to do what's right for the people of New York. And it takes courage, but I have a legislature, I have my desire to work with them, and I believe that by the end of this next session, we'll have many, many, many accomplishments that we'll be proud to talk about here. And I want to talk about some of the highest priorities I've had since I took office. We were dealing with a crisis in crime. The amount of crime that went up during the pandemic and immediately in the aftermath, and all over our cities, but also the suburbs and rural areas, people had this sense of unease. And I knew one issue that was really, really tormenting the city of Rochester was gun violence. And we had many, many conversations about this. So I'm proud to say that after a strategic investments and a concerted effort, we've driven down gun violence by more than a third. And we're already off to a good start here. Statewide shootings are down another 25% this January. But we're never going to grow complacent. Never say we're done. We're not spiking the football. And that's why I've invested another $347 million into this whole initiative to keep fighting gun violence in our cities in particular. And what I want to do is deal with other crimes that we have. We have retail theft. Retail theft, people thought for years wasn't a major problem, but guess what? There are gangs out there getting young people to go into stores and sweep the shelves, and then they sell it on online platforms like eBay. So the poor people in retail are getting so ripped off. The small businesses, the mom and pop shops, like the little shop I helped my mom start in the village of Hamburg, a little flower shop, they can't ever trust anymore that when the door opens and someone comes in that they won't be robbed as a result of that encounter. And it's frustrating. And a lot of people who work in these jobs are getting hurt. I want to make sure that we have any assault on a retail worker who's out there exposed without protection, that crime is treated as a more serious crime. So we're protecting our communities, $25 million of a state police detail, and I'm using our state police in ways they've never been used before. I've increased their ranks. I'm deploying them on our streets and in programs wherever I see a problem. So I'm having them focus on connecting the dots on retail theft because it is a statewide phenomenon. Also, hate crimes. Hate crimes are escalating. And I'm talking about anti-Semitism and Islamophobia, but racist crimes are also spiking as well. So there's something happening to the fabric of society. And I want to let people know that we are not tolerating this in the state of New York, that we'll stand up for all of our people. And I'm dedicating $35 million in additional funding to help fight hate crimes. And also domestic violence, one of those more quiet crimes. You don't see it in the streets, but it's still playing out in our communities, in homes, and where people are getting attacked and brutalized by a known partner. And we're dedicating money, $40 million, to help fight the specter of domestic violence in our homes, something my mother and our family were dedicated to for many, many years. And I want to focus on Rochester for a minute. After we had seen the numbers go up a few summers ago in the violent crimes and the shootings in our streets, I literally sat down with the mayor, our chief of police here, and everyone else involved, the district attorney. We had a lot of forums, in person, Zoom calls, and said, what do you need? And the mayor asked for more boots on the ground. We sent state police, literally state police officers walking the streets embedded with Rochester PD to give them the extra help they need. Bring technology, bring license plates readers, whatever you need to solve this problem. I said, we are there for you. And normally the state government would not be involved in local policing issues. I don't know, when we had a former chief of police here, Bob Duffy, I don't think that was the norm. But every city is important to me, people's security is important to me, and I don't care. I will bring the money and resources wherever we can. And so we've been successful, and I congratulate you and this mayor in this county and everyone who's been working so hard. Shootings have dropped almost 30% here as well. Murders have dropped almost 30%. And it's extraordinary, but we have to keep it going. The other area we saw a big spike, and I've been here a lot on crime, but luckily we're seeing better numbers, are the rise in car thefts. And you all know about the TikTok video. We talked about this when I came here in the fall, that there are young people challenging each other to steal Hyundais and Kias. And